Hi, my name is Toke Sjørgen. I'm a master student here at Volt. I'm doing my master thesis in a mix between biology and atmospheric chemistry. And the reason I've decided to do this project is because I've always been interested in climate and in biodiversity. So I think it's really important and it's really interesting, and that's why I decided to do this. I think I've always had an interest in climate and in biodiversity. So I think I just naturally wanted to learn more about that. I think that the climate crisis and the biodiversity crisis are the biggest problems that we're facing today. So I think it was, I wanted to try to learn more about that. BVOCs are important for climate and for air quality in the way that they are they're emitted from vegetation, and then they are modified in the atmosphere by other kinds of molecules. And then these modified molecules, they nucleate, so they clump together, and then they create aerosols that are really important for climate, because these aerosols, they have both a direct scattering effect, so the sunlight coming in are reflected on these aerosols. So they're cooling the planet by reflecting this sunlight. And they're also very important for creating clouds and stuff like that. They're the seeds that water droplets can nucleate on. So we get these big clouds that also reflect a lot of sunlight. These molecules that are the second step of the BVOC. So the BVOCs are emitted and they are oxidized. And then these new compounds, they are helping create more ozone indirectly, because they are regenerating NO2. So that is important for the ozone formation. Yeah, for my project, I went to Germany. I went to the research center in Jülich, which is close to Cologne. And they had a really nice setup for what I wanted to do. So I wanted to analyze how some of these BVOCs, how they interact in the atmosphere and how much they are contributing to the ozone formation and to aerosol formation. So in Jülich, they had a pretty big plant chamber where we could put some trees in. And then connected to that, they had a massive atmospheric simulation chamber. So really big, essentially just chamber where we could measure different kinds of things, and it's very sterile. I think it was 270 cubic meters of air inside, so it's a really big chamber. And then in the plant chamber, we put we started with beech trees, and then we fed some of the emissions from those into the atmospheric chamber and measured how they reacted in there. And then we put some oak trees in the chamber, so we switched them out. And then we did the same. And during the experiments, we also tried to stress the trees. So we try to stress them with both ozone and with heat, and then with combined ozone and heat, to see how the emission profiles changed and if there was any difference. So in Germany, we did continuous online measurements with BVOCs PTR, so we could get live measurements of the compounds. And then I also brought some Tenax tubes so I could collect some gas samples from the trees, and I brought those home with me to Copenhagen, and we put them in the GC-MS so we could look at more specifically the composition of monoterpenes and sesquiterpenes and GLVs and stuff like that. Thank you for watching, and feel free to watch more videos from Volt.